All right, you know what time it is. It's the end of the month. Maybe your money ran out before your month did. Well, that's why we're here. We're going to learn how to expertly manage our money so that you can be on top of it instead of under it. Marianne DeNovellis here, and today our topic is how to master your money. First things first, let's have a conversation about the big bad word. You know, the D word, the debt word. We have such a stigma around debt that we're actually losing opportunities to leverage debt for our advantage. Now, we know this. We know that there's good debt and we know that there's bad debt. Let's get really clear on what those two things are. Good debt means it's an investment. An investment means that there's an ROI, or a return on investment. If I have good debt, that means that my money is working for me instead of me working for my money. Take, for example, if you were to invest in real estate as an investor, let's just go with easy numbers and say I bought a house for $100,000. Every month I make a payment on that house. Let's just say for ease of example that it's $500 a month. But I have some tenants in that house and they pay me $1,500 a month so that I can have a cash flow and so that they can live there and have a place to live. Now that nets me about $1,000 a month. If my mortgage was $500 and they were paying me $1,500, I've got $1,000 a month to work with. Let's just say, for example, that I have that house over the course of 5 years. That's 60 months and $60,000 profit up on top of what I have for debt for the house. So there's $60,000 in profit that I have for the house right there. And then when it's time to sell the house, let's say the appreciation goes up so that the house is now worth $200,000 and I exit the property, I have now gained $160,000 profit based on my investment. That's an example of good debt, that money is working for me. Here's an example of some not so good debt, some bad debt. Let's say that I have a credit card that I spent on and I filled up the entire credit card to the max and I don't have a system for keeping up with the monthly payments, or maybe I'm just barely keeping the monthly payments. This is an example of bad debt because you don't have an ROI, you don't have a return on your investment, especially if it's just consumer debt, especially if it's just products that aren't working for you or for your business. So remember that there are good kinds of debt and there are bad kinds of debt, and make sure that you're putting your dollars in a place that they're going to come back to you at a high ROI, or return on investment. Okay, after we talk about debt, there's another thing I want to talk about when it comes to managing your money, and that is monthly payments. I've talked to so many people who make 6 or 7 figures a year and are barely scraping by month to month, and a large part of that is because of these unknown monthly payments. Let's say that you come into a great wealth of money, or you create your business so it's got massive wealth and you're accruing it over and over, whatever massive wealth means for you. And you say, oh great, now I'm able to afford that big goal or big dream that I've wanted, but I want to do it on a monthly payment schedule. Or let's say, for example, that you wanted to buy a home, you've got a monthly payment there, or maybe you have a subscription to a massage place, or maybe to a magazine, or maybe you've got a yacht and you're paying on that every month. And maybe you've got a bill pay in your bank account every month that takes a few dollars out of your bank account. Maybe you've got a subscription to this company and you've got a membership to this company. There are so many places all over the place where you can invest your money on a regular monthly basis, which is a little bit dangerous if you set it and forget it. I can remember when I took over the finances for our family right as soon as my husband and I got married, and we combined our accounts together and started one account. And I was a studious one. I would go through the checkbook, I would make all the balances, I would track it against spreadsheets and all of that. And pretty soon I started to notice a trend, and I saw this monthly payment come up. Now, we were really young when we got married. We were 18, and we didn't start off with that many bills. We didn't own a home yet, and we didn't have to pay for our electronics. We didn't have to pay for our power bills and all of that. We didn't really have any monthly fees. And yet, I saw this monthly fee being deducted every time from his bank account, and I thought, I wonder if he knows about this. And I went over to ask him. I said, did you know that you're paying a monthly fee for a bill pay service that you're not using because you don't pay bills? Isn't that crazy? He was paying every single month for a service that he didn't even know about. Don't get caught up in monthly subscriptions if at all possible. Pay up front for whatever your product or service is. If you know that you need this product or service, pay yourself every single month, if at all possible, until you can buy that product or service outright without the monthly commitments. A monthly commitment is like turning on a spigot to a barrel. That spigot is always going to be on, and unless your barrel is being filled faster than that spigot will let it out, your barrel of money is going to be empty faster than you would like. Tip number 3, use a tracking software. I have a free online software that I use on a daily basis. I don't own it, but I use it. It's called Mint by Intuit. If you go to www.mint.com, this is a free software that you can use, that you can connect all of your bank accounts to, you can connect all of your student loans to, you can connect all of your car payments to it, you can connect all of your house payments, all of your groceries. Everything that happens to you as far as money going through you or around you is going to be tracked in this single software. This makes it so easy for you to understand where your money is coming from and how fast, and where your money is going and how fast it's going out. It'll track for you how much you're spending on groceries every month. It'll track for you how much you're spending on gym memberships every month, how often you eat out every month, and it'll even oftentimes recommend that you shift up some trends in your spending habits and in your purchasing habits that will benefit you in the short term and the long term. Tip number 4, understand your credit card interest rates. Now, it's not just credit cards. You need to understand your bank account interest rates too. Many bank accounts will give you a 1 or 2%. 2% is very, very high. Most bank accounts are usually between 0.2 and 0.4 interest rate that you earn every month on top of the money that you have there. You need to be aware of those interest rates. You also need to be aware of the interest rates of your credit cards and whether they're variable or fixed. Many times credit card companies will keep a fixed interest rate only for a short period of time before they turn it over to a variable. So if you're wanting to learn how to manage your money, you're going to want to make sure you're on top of all of those interest rates and that you're paying off the most expensive credit cards in that consumer debt first. Keeping in mind that sometimes there is consumer debt and sometimes there's really helpful debt that you can leverage to your advantage. If you've got consumer debt, it is the time to get rid of that. So make sure that you are following this snowball effect of paying off the most expensive credit card first and then moving that payment on to the next one so that you can snowball and remove completely that credit card debt. Tip number 5, pay cash. I love paying cash for things. It's one of my favorite things to do because you can't overspend if you're paying cash. You can't give what you don't have. Now, I do keep credit cards on hand for emergencies in case there's something that comes up that I don't have cash on hand for. But when I pay cash for things, it mandates that I stick within my budget. Some people even like to have a little tiny envelope system with their monthly payments so that they can have the cash already sorted out and in order for their month's expenses. If you pay cash for things, then you're not accruing interest on your credit card. You're not paying merchant fees. And even some people on the other end of you receiving cash are more happy that you did pay cash because every time you swipe that credit card, it charges a merchant fee. So merchants love it when you pay cash, and you can love it when you pay cash because oftentimes what will happen in your mindset is that you'll be more deliberate and conscious about where you're spending your money. Overall, managing money is a mindset game. Many people get in this game and they have these convoluted experiences with money that taint their experience with money overall, and money becomes a bad thing for them. And usually when that happens, it's because they don't have a lot of it. And they've got these belief systems that keep them from having abundance in their world and keep them from having the money that they would desire. It's because they have this messed up belief system about money that makes it bad. And who wants more of a bad thing? I certainly can't think of anybody. When you see money as it's meant to be, it becomes a very neutral tool. Let's say, for example, that you needed to hammer a nail into a piece of wood. Would you want to use a vacuum cleaner to do that? No way. That would be the wrong tool for the job, unless you got super creative, in which case, post your comment below, because that would amaze me. The hammer is the perfect tool for the job there. To hammer a nail into a board, you need a hammer. Now, money is a very perfect tool. Just like a hammer, it does the perfect tool for the perfect job. It's a neutral thing. You don't get mad at the hammer if it missed the nail. It's not the hammer's fault. You don't get mad at money when it's not there. It's not money's fault. It's our mindset that says, I need to be more in alignment with what money is and how I can play with it. So Get on top of your money instead of your money be on top of you. Get the mastery of your money instead of the money being the master of you. And step into true wealth and abundance. All right, now that you've got some key things to try and some new techniques, I'm gonna invite you to click this button right here and head over to our other channel, Limitless TV, where my business partner, Chris Crone, and I teach you how to do real estate fast, easy, and simply, and so that you can retire and live your life on purpose. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you tomorrow.